What's up, guys? I just want to give you a quick market update, what I'm seeing with everything right now. I'm going to start off with Bitcoin, then we're going to go into like Ethereum, XRP, and then kind of just go down the list of a ton of coins. So I'm going to start on the daily chart. Remember, we want to identify the higher highs and higher lows in bullish market structure. And then for bearish market structure, we want to identify the lower highs and lower lows. So first off, what I'm seeing right now is on the macro time frame, we have bearish market structure. We haven't made a higher high past this one yet, but in the micro time frames we have. So this was our last previous high, and then we made a higher high there with a higher low because that was a low. So let's pull this out. So we had a high there, we had a low there, lower high, lower low. So this was bearish, but then we made a higher high past this one with a higher low, with a higher high, higher low, higher high, and right now we're trying to make another higher low, and then hopefully we can continue heading up here, make another higher high, come back down, make another higher low, and then on the macro structure, make a higher high past this point, come back down, make a higher low, and continue heading higher. So that's what I'm seeing right now with Bitcoin. We're still holding up that market structure. I'm going to go down in the lower time frames. So on the 12 hour, now I'll go down to like a 6 hour so we can see it better. So we've had this like kind of like trend building right here. Let me delete that. So we've had this trend building right here, that every time it touches this trend line, it bounces off of it. And then every time it hits this upper trend line, it gets rejected off of it. So it came up right here, rejected, supported, rejected, supported, and it's kind of traveling in this trend channel right now. So we want to see it hold this level right now, continue moving higher, and then come up here, test this. Maybe it'll have a brief pullback, but then we want to see it break through, hold it as support, and keep heading up higher like that. Now if we throw on the indicator, we're seeing right here, I'm going to do the Heikin-Ashi candles. So on the 6 hour time frame, we had a buy signal come in, then a sell signal, buy signal, sell signal, we had a buy signal, and then we didn't have a sell signal coming yet, and no buy signals flashing. Let's go down to a 4 hour. And this seems to like pick up the trend very well because we had a buy signal, sell warning, sell confirmation. Buy signal, buy confirmation, sell warning, sell confirmation. Buy warning, buy confirmation, sell warning, sell confirmation. So if we see here, we can really kind of look at this and we see it's the same structure playing out here. So we have this right here is the same as this right here, and we're making another same kind of structure right here as well too. And that's what we talked about last week with the consultations, that kind of these patterns repeat itself on smaller scales and make up the bigger scale of things. So I can see that we kind of have like 3 hills here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, and this is going to make another 2 and a 3. So we can kind of look at that and be like, all right, well on the first hill we had a sell confirmation, first hill sell confirmation, first hill sell confirmation. So that's how we can identify where we're at in the trend and the structure and kind of like with the pattern. So right now we're waiting for a buy signal to come in like it did past here. We may have some more room to go to the downside, or it could just continue heading up higher here and then come back down, and then the buy signal will form. Or there may not even have a buy signal come in, and it'll just keep on heading higher right now and then go up. So that's what we want to watch out for Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin runs the market, so if Bitcoin's looking toppy, then the rest of the market will fall over if Bitcoin looks to fall over. So let's go out to a 1 hour and see kind of the smaller time frames here. And I'm gonna do this so we can see the below indicators. All right, hide that. So what we're seeing right now is on the lower time frames, and I'm going to take it off Heikin-Ashi for a second, and I'm going to hide the indicator. We're going to draw some trend lines, some support resistance. So we see this coming in, right? And then we see this. So this is a downtrend right now. We have lower highs. We have a high and a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We want to see this come up to see a trend reversal, break through this upper trend line, and then start to make higher highs, higher lows, or higher highs. So that's what we want to look out for. Then we can pull down to the TSI down here and see that every time we've kind of went to this level, it's been a bottom. So let's see. So right here, when it touched this like -40 level on the TSI, it was the bottom right there. When it touched down here, it was kind of like a bottom right there. When it touched there, it was a bottom. And then now we're hitting it right now, and it's looking like it's starting to be a bottom on the smaller time frames. Then if we pull out, see the MACD, kind of same scenario here, where every time it hits this level, it's a good time to buy. Good time to buy. So we may see some price increases coming in the next few hours. We want to see that for the trend to keep heading higher. We can do some levels like this here. So this was like an area where it was supported and it broke through and it was resistance, and right now we're popping our head through it. We want to get through it and then start to head up higher and break these other support and resistance levels. So see how this was support, now resistance. We want to come back up, break through, hold it as support, keep heading higher, and then break these resistance levels up here like that. You see what I'm saying? So we want to break back through 50,000 and keep on heading higher. Right now nothing's changed really, because we have a low here, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right now we're making a higher low. So that's what we're watching out for. Plus with the trend line right here, see? So that's what we want to watch out for. We're holding it right now. We want to see it hold this level and keep continuing higher for the market to remain bullish. And it's riding up on this previous resistance / support level right here. Really want to see it break through 50,000 and hold above there. On the 4-hour time frame, we're seeing the TSI kind of making a wedge right here, where we have that and we have this. And see how we can do trend lines with the chart? We can also do trend lines with the below indicators, and we can see like the same kind of pattern playing out here, where it comes up, makes a little dip down, pops up, and then falls through, comes up, makes a little dip down, comes up, falls through, and then it falls on this kind of level right here, then it comes up, little dip down, pops up, falls through. So it's just repeating itself, on the same patterns are repeating itself. You just want to see like sometimes the pattern plays out longer, sometimes it plays out shorter, sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower, sometimes it's kind of looks different, but at the same time it's the same thing. If you really can dig into here and kind of look and see, all right, look how it's playing out, right? And then pair it with the indicator up here, and you see that a lot of this plays out and is very like similar. It's very much alike. We have the buy signals, sell warnings, sell confirmation, buy signals, sell warning, sell confirmation, buy signals, sell warning, sell confirmation. It's pretty much the same thing. So we identified that. We want to break through the $50,000 level. Right now it's holding up fine. Nothing's changed. So that's Bitcoin. We can go into like Ethereum right now. We see a buy warning coming in right now on the 4 hour, and we're in bullish market structure, so that's good. We're using the 4 hour, the 6 hour, the 8 hour, the 12 hour to know when to buy. And for selling, we're using the 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and 1 week. So I'm gonna pull out to the 1 day. I'm gonna turn off the indicator so we can see where we're at with the market structure right now. We had high come in, then a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Previously, then we actually made a higher high right here with a higher low, but on the macro structure we're still making a lower high. So we need to have this come up, hold this level, come up, make a higher high than this one, maybe come back down, retest it, make a higher low, and then we'll continue to march up. That's what we're watching. We're looking at the TSI levels. See right here that every time we kind of pop up to this level, it's a top. So right there was a top, right there was a top, there, right there, then we came up right there. So this needs to kind of cool off for a little bit, so we'll continue to head up, marching higher. So maybe this will come down, this, come down to this level, and then we can continue going up higher like that. So that's what we're watching out for. We can do some trend lines here. Go to like to the 4 hour, delete these. See that this is holding up right here. Do something like this. So every time it touches this line, it kind of bounces off of it. Right now, this kind of wrestled with it a little bit, but it's looking like it's on the 4 hour. The TSI is starting to curl back up right there. Stock RSI looks like it's starting to gain momentum. So on the 4 hour, Ethereum's looking like it's starting to recover. That's very good. We want to see it make a higher high. We want to see it break past 3,300, 3,400 and continue to head higher. Maybe it'll come up to like 3,500, where the next kind of resistance will come in like this, something like that. And then it'll come back down, make another higher low, and then eventually break through the 4,000, 4,400 level, continue heading higher like that. That's what we're watching out for. Pair it with the indicator. We only have one sell signal come in on the 1 day, but we're in bullish market structure. So remember, before we had a ton of buy signals come in, but ton of sell signals come in, but no buy signals. That's because we're in bullish market structure with higher highs, higher lows. See? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Then this was bearish market structure, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And now it's starting to change direction and go back up like that, make bullish market structure. We only have one sell signal come in so far. We have a lot more to look forward to. I personally think the next 3 months to the rest of the year is going to be very parabolic. We're going to go up very fast, be a lot of sell signals coming in. The dips will be very short-lived and be bought up very fast. You can definitely see Ethereum around $8,000 to $10,000 by the end of the year. And just remember that I'd way rather hold through a 10% dip. So if Ethereum were to fall to like 2,800 tomorrow, I'm not going to be nervous, because overall the market is bullish and the trend is up. You need to identify the trend, and if you know the trend is up, there's no reason to get scared when the market pulls back 5 to 10%. We know the end goal. We know where it's going to be at in the next couple of months. So that's what I'm seeing with Ethereum. I think it's recovering right now. It's starting to head higher. We're seeing on the 4 hour that it's printing a bullish candle right now. Oh, that's the daily chart. On the 4 hour, I think it just printed a bullish candle. Yep, 12 more minutes. It's going to come up here. You want to see a breakthrough, 3,200 to 3,250, and then it'll start to head higher. So nothing to worry about right here. Now we can go to like XRP. see an XRP start to recover. So this kind of held this trend line right here, right? So every time it comes up, supported, rejected, supported. So we want to see it break through this upper resistance trend line. On the 4-hour, TSI is starting to curl back up. We can look at the previous levels of like where did this bottom in the TSI. We see here that past times it came to this level, right here was a bottom, right there was a bottom, and now it's headed back right there again where it's a bottom. So this is likely to head up higher. We want to see it go up here, break through $1.30 and rip up with a lot of strength. And then we want to see it, it'll probably come up to like $1.65, $1.72, back to these resistance areas right here where it will maybe cool off for a little bit and then head up higher. So watch these trend lines. I'm going to turn off the indicator for a sec. You can see that if you do a trend line right there, you can actually set an alert for a trend line. So we have this bottom trend line right here. I can right click on it, add alert on trend line. You can do XRP to USD, trend line, crossing, or less than. And then you can do XRP, trend line, break. And that will send you alert if on the 4-hour XRP's price is less than this trend line, it will notify you. So that would be good, that if you don't want to keep watching to see, all right, is it still in this trend line? It will, once it breaks, it'll send you an alert to your phone. So that's something new. All right, and then we'll come up here. And we'll see that it's holding up well right now. It's really holding up. So we want to see this TSI start to curl back up. If we go down to like the lower time frames, you can already see that it probably has. On the 1-hour it has. Check the 2-hour. Just crossed. Same with the MACD. So it's looking like we're seeing some recovering going on right now. So XRP looking good. Ethereum looking like it's recovering. Bitcoin looking like it's recovering. We'll go to like ADA. Right now it's looking like Cardano recovering as well. Cardano's holding up in this, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about at all. If we look over here, it's kind of the same structure playing out with these two hills, and it falls down. And then once this curls back up, we know that, all right, we're going to have another one of these play out. So that is the same as this. Because you can see here that we had the pop up. So this is this. As you can see right here. With this as well too. Look at that. The market moves very like synchronized, So this comes up, and then we had another little hill right there, another hill right there, hill right there, hill right there, hill right there, and then it comes down and it goes lower than this previous hill right there. So then it came down lower than this one right here, lower than that right there. And now we're just waiting for this to curl back up. Waiting for this to curl back up there, and then start to head higher, just like it did back here. And it's already looking like it's starting to recover. If we come up here and do some trend lines, you can see that. Look at that. it's hugging up against it right now. So we want to see it break through, and then you can see that some resistance slash support. So this broke through, held it as support, then it broke through it, resistance, resistance, and then it's kind of hugging against with this resistance trend line as well too. So we got to break through that $2.80 area. We'll probably see this head higher. But if you don't see the TSI start to cross, say this comes up like this, like that, but then it fakes out and goes back down, so it's looking like it's going to cross, but it doesn't actually, then you know that this is going to keep going lower, and then we can plan for that as well. We want to see it hold a higher low than this one. All right, if not, maybe we'll come back down, do something like it did before, and then head higher. See how this kind of went across like that, broke through, but then recovered, then went up. This could do something like that as well too, where it breaks through, comes up, hug, and then goes. So that's what we're looking out for. That's Cardano. Now we'll look at Solana. Solana took a beat in this morning, but now it's recovering. Waiting for the cross. We're on the 2 hour, but I'm going to go to a 4 hour. Alright, so this 4 hour is starting to come up on that previous support, now resistance zone. So this was resistance and it came up support, support, broke through. Now it needs to break back through that $71, $72 area. We want to see a cross up here, cross up there. Stock RSI looks like it's gaining momentum to the upside, so we'll probably see that happen, but that's what we're looking out for, you know? It's still bullish. You can do trend lines. It was riding up on that, then it got away from it. Maybe if it does come back down, just comes back down on that support line and then just keeps heading higher. I see around like $150 from Solana later this year, but maybe it has to come back down, test this previous top before around $58 before heading higher. But we're going to keep an eye on it. And then we can go out to the bigger time frames. We had a cross down on the TSI, but the MACD is still holding up. This really needs to start recovering right now and start to show a lot of momentum to the upside to save this MACD from crossing down. The stock RSI will cross up, the TSI will recover itself, and then we'll start to make more sell signals. Remember, this bullish market structure. We're going to get many sell signals on the 1 day, and then for any dips, we go down to the 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, 12 hour to know when to buy. So no buy signal yet. So maybe it does needs to go down a little bit, $60 to $57. Then a buy signal will flash, and then we can keep, heading higher with that. That's Solana. We'll go to the graph. We're seeing on the 4 hour, buy warning came in. We're just waiting for that confirmation signal. The market pretty much moves the same, guys. Like, if one coin, sometimes coins lead over others, but generally they're gonna have the same kind of structures. So I'll hide that, and just it's riding on the trend lines. So that's what we're watching for. It made, let me go back here. So riding on this trend line, we had a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So this was very bearish for a while, but now recently we turned the tables. We had a low, but then we made a higher high, some higher lows, and we want to see this start to come back up and make higher highs on the macro structure. On the micro structure, it's pretty much bullish. It's making those higher lows with the higher highs. Right now it's holding that trend line. I want to see it continue moving higher. Let's check the below indicators. On the 4 hour, the stock RSI is looking like it's gaining momentum. The MACD starting to flatten out. Same with the TSI. We want to see those curl back up and head higher, break this previous high at $1.08, and then we're gonna keep moving up. The market is bullish. It's bullish. We're just seeing, you know, this is crypto. You'll see 10%, 15%, 20% dips one day, and then the next day it's back up to where it was at previously. So just don't panic. It'll be all good. It's holding up. It's a bullish candle right there. See how we did the trend lines before and how they kind of just hit the same, like with Cardano is doing that. So the market really moves the same. We had that support level. It was resistance before, then support. Now it's resistance again. It needs a breakthrough here, and then it'll continue heading higher. The 4 hour, it's looking like it's starting to curl. It's starting to show some bullish momentum. So we're not worried. Now we can go to like Filecoin right here. So we had this previous line of resistance, came back down, now it held it as support. We had this line of resistance to support to resistance, resistance, then it came back, tried to hold it as support, but it broke through it. Now it's starting to break back through it again. We see on the 4 hour a hard cross up on the TSI. The red is looking like it really wants to cross in with the MACD. Stock RSI is starting to show some bullish momentum. I think it's looking good. Go to we'll go to Shiba Inu. Why not? Still hasn't broken out yet. We want to see it break out of this to head higher. It's really just traveling in this channel right there. Nothing to worry about. If this thing were to come down and break that, yeah, you definitely want to get out of Shiba. But right now, nothing to worry about. It's coming back to these levels in the TSI that were previous buy opportunities. See right there, then right there. It's looking all good. I think this is going to recover, start to head higher. We made a low here. We can hold this, it'll be a higher low, and then we want to see this come up like this, break above this trend line, hold it as support, and then it'll head higher. Go to Doge. Throw on the indicator. On the 4 hour, it's flashing a buy warning. TSI is looking like it wants to cross, and with the MACD, stock RSI showing bullish momentum up. Everything looks the same. So I believe that market's bullish. It's going to recover. Just had a dip earlier today, but grand scheme of things, market's bullish. You can do a trend line. It's holding it right now. So every time it touched. So it's looking all good. What I see right here is, see this structure? Right there? It's the same thing right here. It's so fucking crazy. So this is the same thing. It's gonna hold this and start to head higher. That's Doge. We'll go to H bar. H bar is holding up well, this trend line. It's coming up to this previous resistance zone. I mean support zone, now resistance. Needs to break through. So we need to see Hedera hash graph break through 27-cent area, and then it'll head higher. You can even do the trend line right here. And we don't want to see it break through here. So it's looking good. On the daily, TSI starting to cross back up. Same with the MACD. Stock RSI showing bullish momentum to the upside. Everything's all good. Now we can go to Cartesi. Cortesi looks like it wants to rip. It's been riding on that trend line right there. We have a horizontal resistance level right there. It's testing it right now. If it breaks through here, holds above, we're starting to see on the TSI, it's starting to cross back up. Same with the MACD. Bullish momentum coming on the stock RSI. The last time it did that was right there. It was in the zone and crossed up. It's at that bottom. Same with there, that bottom. So it's looking all good. It's looking good. We'll go to V-Chain. This is holding the trend line as well too. Want to see with V-Chain, this stock RSI start to head up, MACD start to recover, same with the TSI. We're on a daily chart. It's all looking okay. Then we have this level right there. That was resistance, 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 resistance. It's holding this trend line support. We're going to see a decision come in the next couple of days by the end of this month. You can see that it's kind of doing this structure right here, but on a smaller kind of level. Ooh, let me bring this back. Oh, let me do this. See how it's doing that? You have that dip there, dip there, dip there, and then it starts to head up. So this is what we're seeing. Kind of same thing happening right here. It's all looking good. So yeah, honestly, market's bullish, nothing to worry about. Just a little dip, happens all the time with crypto. If you want me to go over a coin specifically more in depth, I can. Just leave a comment or just shoot me a text. End of the day, market's bullish. The next couple months are going to be great, and don't worry. And I'll be doing another market update probably on Sunday of this week. So stay tuned for that and schedule your consultations for this week. And we will see you in the next video.